welcome to episode 10 of the Iglucast podcast. I'm your host Jason Purdy, and today I'm joined with my other dream team of Gareth Gray and Michael Ritchie.
I'm in both. That makes me
You're both.
twice as amazing.
Yay!
Like that time you looked at him, was like, "What's your name again?" Hello.
Aidan's not here because he's dead.
No, he's at the dentist. Oh, well.
His dentist just happens to be in the middle of nowhere,
Yes.
which means he has to take an entire day off.
in a place called Limavady. Yeah. Well, he may be dead. We don't know how the dentist went.
If he's in Limavady, the dentist would just be tying a piece of string to your tooth and into the back of a car and snapping the car.
Yeah, it doubles up as a vet, probably. Sorry, Limavady. Not really.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah,
It's okay.
alright.
They don't have internet there.
But I'm back. It's okay. I'm back.
Gareth's back from GDC.
Yeah, well, I came back like 2 weeks ago. Sorry for not getting back soon. Yeah, I've forgotten everything, so let's just move on. No, GDC was very good. I thought we were there for business, so we didn't get too much time to go around and enjoy things. Although we did see some cool things. But Michael had mentioned Helldivers like a couple of episodes, like one of the earlier episodes, and it sounded amazing. I was like, "That's brilliant! It's coming out soon." And when I was in GDC, I walked past the Sony booth and they were demoing it.
Yeah.
And I got involved. I was like, amazing, I've got my hands on this game. And I texted my mates back home. I was like, we've got to get this. Like, when it comes out, we'll play it. And it had come out that morning, so they'd already played it. I was like, my little exclusive was just taken away from me. I was like, oh really? Okay. And it turns out they'd played like 2 hours more than I had.
Oh.
So I was like, I'm sorry to interrupt your day, guys.
I'm sorry, guys.
And VR was pretty good. I was quite skeptical of VR, but even the headsets where you plug in your phone work quite well, and they are quite immersive. The software needs to be changed. Like the demoing software they had was kind of like well built but very basic stuff. But there was one in the jetpack that made your stomach flip and stuff. It was actually quite.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. That was the Samsung Gear. And then they had I have a couple of videos on my phone actually, but they had the Omnium, which is like a 360 treadmill, but it's really just slippery shoes, so you can run but you don't go anywhere. That looked pretty cool.
This thing, you like a harness around your waist,
Yeah. So you don't hit the deck. It looks amazing, but who's going to have that? But then
10 grand.
that's it. But 100 years ago, the idea of having a room for the TV was absurd. So who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
That's like that Roto VR one I tried at EGX.
Yeah.
I mentioned it last week, but I don't think I've mentioned it to you. And you like sit in a chair, and there's like pedals, like as if you're in a car, and you push like one pedal to turn left and one to turn right, and then you use the controller to move forward. So you're kind of sitting on the chair with the Oculus on, just like spinning in circles.
That's
It
awesome.
looks really stupid, but it's really, really fun and immersive.
So wait, no, the chair moves?
Yeah, the chair turns and you turn in the game.
So it's kind of like
a
you're in a
chair.
tank.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically, yeah.
That'd be pretty brilliant.
And the game they demoed was Alien Isolation, so it was terrifying. Like when you turn and see the alien and then trying to remember that you have to actually turn the chair to run. And
I'm
you're
not familiar with these
sideways.
controls.
Like the alien's coming at you and you're just running sideways away from him like this.
I quite like that idea.
It's on
This is
Kickstarter.
good because if people start buying these things, it's a precursor to a holodeck in every person's house.
Exactly.
No.
That's all we want.
Too much future, no. AI is the worst thing that can happen to it. Anyway, the one thing I wanted to try out was Sony Morpheus, but I didn't get a chance to do that. Although I've heard, like, all the reviews seem fantastic. I think that's going to be the VR thing I actually buy, because I have the console and the camera already, so it just plugs in nicely.
Did you get to see the Vive at all, or was that all
That
doors?
was all behind closed doors. It was actually quite hidden. Like you had to have an appointment booked, and we didn't really have time to sort of. The queues were massive. Like they were queued out of the convention centre for just the Oculus Rift stuff, like the Crimson Bay. And we didn't really have time. I think you had to book months in advance. And we didn't really do any of that stuff. I mean, we had meetings and stuff, but you walk by. But it was I think to be fair to them, a lot of the VR stuff was in closed off rooms, because I think that's the best experience. I think if people are walking by and stuff and you've got the bright lights in the convention centre, it might hinder it a bit, whereas if you're in a dark room in a purpose built environment, I think that's what they were doing. I don't think they were trying to be overly hidden about it, because at the end of the day they're there to get attention and they're there for press, but
Yeah.
they were
Plus, I would guess that their sensor thing doesn't work in a big open space.
Probably.
Especially if there's
right,
like
yeah.
loads of people walking past.
Exactly, yeah.
That was the problem with some of the Oculus games at EGX, because it was just in like open space and you'd have the headset on and you'd be walking around playing a game and you'd just walk into someone and you couldn't see them and they weren't paying attention to where they were going, and you literally be just like
And then you just had to
doing whatever and just bump into someone.
punch them in the face.
Swing the sword.
Because when you look, when you're looking at them, they're like a zombie or something. You're like, ah!
You're Skyrim. You're like, dragon.
Yeah. There was one. The guy had he had two handles in his hands, which were lightsabers as far as he was concerned. And there were just loads of they're firing. It was kind of like a Star Wars demo, and they were firing lasers at him. And he was deflecting them as you do. And he was doing it for ages, and then I don't think the demo had like a natural end point. I think it just went on until someone hit off, and after about sort of 10 minutes, the guy was like drenched in sweat through his t-shirt, and he was like visibly struggling. Like this is more effort than I signed up for. I just wanted like 30 seconds of fun.
Yeah, but I think that would be a good exercise too.
Oh, absolutely. There's no doubt. It's exercise. I don't know if it's good exercise.
Yeah, but at least you've got the whole I am a fucking Jedi.
Yeah.
Like I think that would entertain me long enough to trick me into doing some exercise.
Yeah, you wouldn't realise you were exercising until you kind of took off.
Well, it's kind of like listening to music when you run. It's a little bit of distraction, only it's more immersive. There was one.
You do like boxing or something, like Bruce Lee.
There was a cycling machine where you could plug in your iPad, and they had various apps that you could download, and basically as you were cycling, it gamified cycling. But I think VR maybe lends itself to that sort of exercise games a lot more, because you know you're on a cycling machine, but at least if you're sort of jumping up and crouching and moving your arms and stuff, I don't know, you can't really run around I don't think it's practical to run around when you're playing games, but if there's, it's kind of like a step up from the Wii. Yeah, like apparently the biggest consumers of Wii's are like elderly people's homes, because it's a really good way of getting them out of the chair and doing something like minor exercise. VR has the capabilities of stepping that up a lot, and it's good. I don't know. I don't like it when people use those sorts of excuses as like, that I do exercise. You know, I fight monsters in my bedroom. It's like, I think we should still maybe go for walks and things outside.
Yeah,
but it's better than sitting in your arse.
Yeah, it's better than nothing.
Yeah.
Really.
Actually, Flatman made a really good point of, imagine they put the VR on the first person version of GTA. And like you wouldn't even kill anyone, you just like go play golf.
Yeah, sure.
Or do tennis or something.
Or go to the cinema or watch TV. Yeah. I started. I only really got back into gaming this week because just one thing after the other after GC and stuff. But I started the heists on Wednesday, and then I did a few more last night, and they're brilliant. I can't remember what GTA Online was like without them, but heists are basically just loads of missions joined up. It's like, and you're a 4-man team, you split up and do things and stuff. It's really, really good. But
yeah,
it's
I
the first
made an attempt, but it came out and it didn't work. So.
Yeah, this was on PS4, and it was the first time I used the first person thing, like the first person mute. It's brilliant, because my mate was driving a bus and the police were after me, and I was like, pull up, I need a lift, because the time it takes you to stop a car and steal a car and find an appropriate one or whatever. So I just got on the bus and I went in the first person mode. I was like 4 rows back on the bus and just like looking out the window. It was ridiculous. It's amazing how like little mundane things can be so hilariously funny when you're doing it in the game.
Yeah.
And it's like, whereas just shooting people and blowing up things is fine, but actually sitting on a bus and getting driven
That's
around.
part of the reason why I really want GTA 5 and like current gen consoles, is just for the first person mode, just for the stupid times.
It's just the digging about.
Somehow even it has a great sense of like me and we had first playing it, and it was just like there's like a ram near the Hollywood or the Vinewood sign, and we were just ramping off that in as many different ways as we can in first person mode. Yeah, and it actually kind of makes you almost feel sick. Like I think it'd be genuinely scary if you had an Oculus Rift.
Absolutely,
you just be like, oh no! You're in like full speed into a building from like 100 feet in the sky.
Well, the great thing about using like an Oculus is your body is instantly tricked by it. Like you immediately believe that you're actually seeing it.
Yeah, and it's one of those things you're like, you know what, humans are stupid.
It's like that coffin game I played at EGX. Like I mentioned it last week, but you actually genuinely felt like claustrophobic in it. Yeah. Even though like you were actually lying in a coffin, but like what you saw in the Rift really made you feel like you were like panicking, like you got short of breath and stuff. And even when the person was like saying it's like, oh, there's like 30 seconds until you run out of oxygen, you were kind of like, hurry up, find me. Like genuinely getting scared. I'm gonna die. Oh my god. And it's just like, I even heard people saying like the Half-Life 2 tech demo, near the start of Half-Life 2, and when you're like in the city and you have to like walk along the ledge in the buildings, and they said with the Oculus on, it's genuinely like you actually kind of go like, whoa, like you feel the vertigo of looking around. You don't want that?
I do want that because I want that for the thing. I like the I always like the idea of someone making a game where killing someone felt really bad.
Yeah, guilt.
Like it wasn't just like I've gunned down 100,000 terrorists, ha ha ha.
Yeah.
So maybe that'll work. Maybe when you're playing GTA and you have to look at that old lady when you shoot her in the face, you're not going to do it.
You just can't do it.
No chance.
Or maybe you'll do it more.
Or maybe it's too horrific when they like tumble over the top of the thing as you drive them over at 80 miles an hour.
That'd be the worst thing if they had it where they had a game where killing was really harrowing and then they realised that people are killing more people in the game and you're like, holy crap. These people are sick.
Yeah. No, but you see, that's who you find the psychopaths. They're just immediately flagged.
They just get flagged.
Just go and scoop them away.
Reported the PSN.
Quietly removed.
Yeah.
I've been playing. Well, I played Tales of the Borderlands Part 2. Atlas Mugged. Have either of you had a go at it?
No. I played Borderlands 1 and 2 and loved them both, didn't complete either. I really did like them though.
Yeah, they were very good.
I played the first episode of Tales from Borderlands. So.
This one was very amusing.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
Oh,
yeah.
Good.
Like, I was actually laughing out loud for quite a large
portion of it. The writing in Borderlands is amazing.
Mm.
It's fantastic.
No, Telltale's done a very good job. Really, really good.
Yeah. I really enjoyed when I played the first episode, so I'm definitely going to get the second one sometime.
Handsome Jack's back.
Oh my god.
No.
But we killed him. Spoilers.
But he doesn't realise he's dead. At least not initially.
That's cool.
That's convenient.
I could be
actually, do you know what? I don't. No, I'm not dead. Sorry.
Handsome Jack's a great villain because he's just a villain, pure and simple. Like there's nothing else to him that he's just a dickhead. Like the whole way through Borderlands 2, you just hate his guts. He just does everything to make you absolutely despise him. And then even in the pre-sequel, he's an idiot and he's annoying, but he's not as bad. And just the whole way through, you're like, I hate this guy so much. I just want to kill him.
Yeah, it's one of the things that's really smug about everything.
Yeah.
He does. It's just like, oh, you're a dick.
Yeah.
Even if you're a good guy, I hate you.
Yeah.
I just shoot you in the face with my 12-barreled acid shotgun.
Yeah. Borderlands weapons are great though.
Yeah, no, they are fantastic.
I really want to pick up the Handsome Jack collection. Or the Handsome collection, is it called?
Apparently the frame rate's really bad.
I've heard that. Yeah.
Which is sort of unacceptable.
It is.
Considering that.
It's supposed to be a remaster.
Yeah.
It's like, we made it HD, but it's really crap. Bye.
Yeah,
bye,
for
bye,
games designing like 8-year-old hardware.
Yeah.
You can't get it running with the new stuff. Who knows? It may be some issue that we don't know about.
Let's just assume it's their fault and get annoyed about it.
Randy bitch,
it's
like
just
bastard! It's all his fault. Despite the fact I doubt he's
Well, I finished Hotline Miami 2.
So really good.
Very good.
Payoff.
The ending is just batshit crazy. It turns into like a...
Does it get better?
It does, yeah.
Okay.
But the ending is basically like... It kind of feels like you're playing like an old Sega Mega Drive game where you fight a series of bosses that don't make any sense.
Yeah.
Because there is like a boss battle at the end of it, essentially. And you're not fighting people, you're fighting monsters. It's really weird.
So the insanity's gone full.
Yeah, basically. And it kind of...
I haven't even installed it yet. But the day came out as well.
It turns back on itself as well. Like the final mission chronologically takes place during like the 10th mission, and then half the missions take place like 5 years before Hotline Miami, the first Hotline Miami. So it's kind of really weird timeline wise. But if you pay attention to all like the story behind everything, it actually fills in a lot of blanks. Like you play as...
I can't even think of the original story of the first one.
I haven't played the first one. I haven't. I have both. I just haven't sat down and played.
Yeah. But you know the way like in the first one when you go like the shop or whatever, and there's the guy there that's like, oh, here's your pizzas, pick up your pizzas. You actually play as those guys during like the conflict with the Russians in Hawaii, and you play as like the original squad, and then one of the squad members is the character from the first Hotline Miami, and it's basically implied that those guys set up the organisation, the phones people.
But I thought all the guys in the shops were all the same guy.
But that's the thing, apparently they're not. Some of them are and some of them aren't.
They all look the same, they're just wearing different outfits.
Yeah, because there is the one guy who does a lot of it, but then there is also two other guys that you see as well. And then the army general is the guy who sets up the organisation called 50 Blessings, and they're the ones that ring people. And then you actually you play as them in the first game, and then in the second game you go back and play as them again. And then you play as...
You've lost me.
Yeah, it's just complete gibberish.
I need to go back and play both of those.
It's really like...
I'd love to take the play one from beginning to end.
I got most of the way... Because I realised I got to the second last mission.
Yeah.
And then when I looked at my Steam thing, when I went back to play it the other day, it said I'd already played it for 3 hours. So
quite quick.
And I remember like struggling in a lot of those levels.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it moves very fast, so
yeah, that's cool.
You're dead and then you're immediately back in.
I'd say it took me 12 hours to beat 2, but if you took out deaths, it would only take about 5 hours. Because 2
so
is really hard.
Mm.
Yeah.
How many levels?
I think there's 24 in it.
That's
really surprised me, yeah.
The first one.
Yeah. And when you beat it, you unlock hard mode, which is ridiculous.
Hard mode? That's like one game that doesn't need a hard mode.
Exactly. It's like 2 is kind of broken in terms of difficulty because there's too much guns, and it becomes more of like a cover shooter than like Hotline Miami essentially later in the game.
I don't know, I'm sure I've only just discovered there's auto aim.
Yeah.
I haven't played it yet since I've discovered that.
You could get the whole way through the first game without auto aiming, but you have to auto aim in this game. Like you have to lean around corners, basically tag someone and then run out, shoot, and then run back. And then the levels are a lot bigger, so that gets really annoying when you're playing for 5 minutes and there's one enemy left with a knife and he kills you and you have to restart.
You don't have to hold on the auto lock. It's like you tag him.
Yeah, you can click and then.
But that's cool because then you could like run down a corridor side to side shooting.
Yeah, one of the characters dual wields SMGs, and then the secondary fire function makes them like move them. So it's like you walk with them right in front of you, and when you click like the right mouse, he does that. But if you hold the trigger, you literally just spray bullets like that, and so you can like stand in the middle of a corridor and just spin with the SMGs, just fire everywhere. Cool. Yeah, and you play as like 2 characters at once as well. One has a chainsaw and one has a pistol, and you control
the ice climbers,
yeah.
Which I still don't know what that is. But
it's basically like that. And there was someone else really cool. There's a guy with like a katana who has it like in a sheath, and he just goes like.
Oh right, yeah, he's doing the whole.
Yeah.
I can get it from the sheath to here in 2 or half a second or something.
Yeah.
But you lose your thumb.
Yeah.
I remember watching that in slow motion. It was in like a stupid TV show like Deadliest Warrior or something. And it was
stupid TV show?
It was like, you know, it had like 3 pigs hanging from the thing like around him when he stands, and he just and like literally like it was like 3/4 of a second got from there to there, and then just slows and slow motion, he's going cutting all through all 3 of them.
That's really cool.
Very cool.
Not if you're a pig. For pigs.
Just like pigs watching it just going.
They were dead and gutted and stuff like that.
Well, that's okay.
He was just butchered. That's fine.
No problem. What else have I played? I played Final Fantasy Type 0.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
I don't know what that is. Explain.
It's how to explain it?
Context, please.
It's a remake of the PSP game that was never released, just HDified, and essentially it's like typical Stuart Final Fantasy, but you control like 13 characters, but you literally like you can switch between them as you want, and it's kind of like the battle system's almost like Devil May Cry or something, but not as good. Like it's you're running around, you lock on the enemies, and you use attacks.
So it's not turn-based?
No, it's like real time. And as you level up, you unlock then abilities you can use, like a stronger slash move or like a jump move or magic or whatever. So like all different characters play really differently. There's one who has like a spiked chain, and there's one who has like a warhammer that moves really slowly, like a little girl with a warhammer, and she's really slow but ridiculously powerful. And then there's a guy who throws cards, and there's a guy with a shotgun and just stuff like that. But so far it seems fun, but the plot is ridiculous. It's like the opening cutscene is just filled with just words that mean nothing to you. It's just like the blah 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 nation invaded with blah 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 Lassie trying to take our autumn fire hyper crystal. We retaliated with our eidolons, whatever you call them, and then it's just like
makes sense
that.
To me.
The whole way through is just gibberish like that, and then it gets to like the dialogue, and your squad are like school kids essentially, like teenagers. And you go to like a school like called academia. It's like teaching you to fight, and you're like genetically engineered children who can like draw magic points from people's bodies or something, and you're like the last hope against these enemies because they have a magic blocker that doesn't work on you, and it's all like really cool and epic. And then you go into like the classroom, and there's like a Moogle there who says "Kupo" at the end of every sentence. And there's a girl who's just like, I'm going to call you blah blah blah, and he's like, no, don't call me that, my name is Mook Kupo. And then she's like, no, I'm going to call you this. And then it's just like really cheesy, great, and there's like a really badass ninja guy who's like, I'm your teacher now, and everyone's like, no, you're not our teacher. And he beats one of them up, and they're like, okay, now you're our teacher.
Yes, now you're
yes. We respect you because you beat up children. So yeah, it's stupid but fun so far. And I haven't played the Final Fantasy 15 demo yet, but I think that's why most people have bought it.
Yeah,
Just
no,
for
it
demo.
seemed to be that.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people who bought it and haven't actually played that. They've only played the demo. So
Yeah.
I played a good game, Evoland. It's basically like a history of
Yeah, so that was an iPad I gave you.
yeah.
I bought that
RPGs.
yesterday on
So
Steam.
you start off and it's all very basic and sort of like really 2D, and you go around. I mean, the loot that you get in chests are like 16-bit colors, side scrolling. So like the screen scrolls with you and stuff, and you unlock these one by one, and then you end up in like a nice, quite modern 3D RPG thing.
In terms of 3, I got to do 256 colour, and then I was going.
Oh no, keep to it for ages.
I was going around in a cave, and it was doing that annoying thing with like old like Pokemon things.
Yeah.
Where, like, automatic battles, like every 3 steps. It's like, I hate this.
Yeah, that annoyed me.
No.
That's what always annoyed me
It
about
was very
Final
cool.
Fantasy as well. But yeah, no, it kept going, and it's brilliant. I didn't actually complete it, but I've got quite far into the future. So I think I'm near the end, but it was pretty
I
cool.
really liked it. It was like, you've unlocked a story. You are now so and so.
Yeah. It's a really nice idea, and it's really well made. Like it's brilliant. I love it. It was well worth the money.
I bought it on Steam yesterday, so I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
It was on sale for like a
Oh, is it on
yesterday.
Steam?
Yeah.
That might be better.
I think in an hour you can get pretty much up to like modern day RPGs, but it's just nice because it's. I mean, a lot of those games were out before we would have been born, so it's good. And like, yes, you may have gone back and played them, but it's just nice to have them all in like a timeline of a game.
Yeah.
To play
It's
through.
like a history piece as well as something.
It is, yeah. I think it's.
There's another
Good idea,
game
well done.
on Steam a bit like that called DLC Quest, which I played. It's basically taking the piss out of DLC in games and stuff. So like you like the first shop you come across, you have to buy the ability to jump with like coins. And the whole thing is like it pretends it's microtransactions. It's like, oh, take out your wallet so you can jump, and then it's literally just like you buy the ability to talk to like an enemy, and then there's one point you save up to buy armor, and the armor's useless. And like you get a horse, and then you can buy armor for the horse, and just silly stuff like that. And then they added like a content pack, which was just like it's just ridiculous. Like it's an 8-bit like platform game that's really poorly made, and all the achievements or stuff are just taking the piss out of like other games or just making fun. Yeah, the first DLC is called Live Freemium or Die. And there's an achievement called Master of Unlocking for finding all the hidden DLC packs in Live Freemium or Die. It's like there's not items, there's DLC packs. Like you get the jump DLC or the gun DLC.
It's quite a nice game.
It actually is.
Nice bit of satire.
Yeah, it's quite a fun game as well.
I would name it Attila.
Attila,
Total War. They
Your
had
eyes just light up.
it's so no, but they released it was the
I've been commanding
Blood and Fire DLC came out, so they finally put gore in it. They do this.
And fire.
They do this in every game now because I think it allows them to circumvent a certain rating, and then they can put it all in later.
Yeah.
But this one was
Smart.
well, it's kind of they had a trailer and it's basically Attila talking about how his father gave him a lamb, and then when he loved the lamb, his father made him kill it.
Yeah.
And then, but all while this is going, he's just dragging this guy through a crowd of Mongol soldiers, and he's like, "And you are all now my lambs, and you'll be slaughtered to appease me, and I am not appeased." And then sort of he cuts the rope off that it's like some Roman soldier cuts the thing, just goes run, and then the guy looks out in the field, and there's just dead bodies everywhere with arrows, and then he realizes all the Mongol soldiers are standing with things, and he just starts sprinting.
Why would you
ping
bother?
arrows on?
Why would you bother? Just
But like the graphic effects now, like they can just now dismember and cut the heads off each other,
yeah.
and they got all these really good animations where they just like you like zoom into the battlefield and just stabbing the shit out of each other. And, like if you go in too close, blood splatters all over the camera. And then if your army's sick, like before you start fighting, like they take like fatigue bonuses, but they'll be like vomiting and they're like shitting their pants. It's just being sick of each other and like. And then now when they get set on fire, it's quite horrific.
I'm sure.
But it does add a certain amount of realism that I appreciate.
But it makes me happy.
It's a little, yeah.
There's that like confetti DLC pack where when you cut them, confetti flies out.
And then they also released it was the new Celts culture pack, which means I can play as the Irish now.
Yeah.
And I've conquered all of Scotland, and I'm working my way.
Celts are not exclusively Irish. Sorry.
Well, no, yeah, you can play as the Edibalians, which are the like Irish ones, and then there's the Picts and.
Oh really? So they've got all the actual.
Yeah, you get 3, but I've already conquered the Picts and the Caledonians.
They're all yours.
Yes.
Fair enough.
I'm marching south. Winter draws. Winter draws started to close, and No, but the samurai are now marching south against the. It's like the Roman Empire, the Western Roman Empire has already lost its foothold, and a fledgling Britain is about to be put to the sword. It's great. And after that, I will sweep across France and Spain, take all of North Africa, march into Persia, and then I'm gonna hit the Huns from behind.
Yes. Oh man.
Yes.
Do you wear a crown when you're doing this?
I wish I had a crown to wear. It's so much fun because you just keep building your armies and they get bigger. And then I think I'm gonna take like Italy last because it's like the proper like bit of civilization. So I'm just taking out all the other smaller players, gathering my strength, and then hitting it from all sides. Yeah. It's great. It's so much fun.
Do you know what? It sounds like the exact game I love, but it's like. I get so sucked into those things. I'm 2 trophies away from platinum on Destiny now, and I was like, I'd given up on Destiny. Well, not given up. I was going to wait until the next DLC, and then I did Flawless Raider. Basically, you have to go through an entire raid without anyone in your team dying or getting disconnected or joining. So you have to start with a full team, and I got that trophy, and then I checked my trophies, and the only 2 I needed were to level up a Warlock and level up a Titan, and I was like, well, that's really easy. It just takes like 20 hours each. It's like. No. I have to play another 40 hours of Destiny. I have to get the platinum trophy. My fear is
so why? What you don't get anything at the end?
Yeah, you get a platinum trophy. I put in so much time, I may as well. My fear is if I leave it until the DLC comes out, it might come out with more trophies.
Oh, definitely will.
Exactly, so if I get the platinum now.
Well, the question is, can they take the platinum off you?
Well, they bloody well can't. It's mine. It's my problem. I would have it. I'm getting one. I'm getting a real one made. No, so, but that I've also been like actually playing Helldivers sort of online with a couple of mates, and it's brilliant. I don't know if they can hear that. Sorry, someone just knocked on the door and we ignored them. But yeah, Helldivers is actually brilliant.
I can't get it to play. The matchmaking is terrible. As far as I can tell.
Oh, we don't do. Yeah, no, okay, yeah. There were some troubles with that, but we because we sort of 3 of us play as a group, and it's actually quite good because what you can do, well, on PS4 it's brilliant. I don't know about PC, but
I'm playing. It's only on PlayStation. I bought it on my flatmate's PS4.
Alright, fair enough. There is a thing where you can throw down an SOS beacon, so if you're struggling,
it never works.
It puts you at the top of the queue.
Well, I was running alone for hours. Holding the mouse. I need help! Someone come!
Shouting.
Save me!
No armor, no ammo left.
It's worked for us a couple of times, but like, I love Friendly Fire because I played it for a couple of days and I was like level 10, and I was getting my mate Trevor to start it, and I was round to his, and we were like, it's pretty good because I could log in as my own character on his PlayStation while he was his new character. And then 2 randomers joined us, and we were going through the lower levels, and I was kind of flying through, and they were learning, but they were like, it's one of those games, if you keep killing the bad guys, they'll keep coming, you need to keep moving to the next objective.
Yeah.
But they didn't get the message, and I couldn't be bothered telling them, so I just killed them, walked to the next objective, and then revived them there. It was just like, this, trust me guys, this is saving time.
This is the only way.
It's brilliant. I love it's all around the stratagem, so you call in your turrets and your...
Yeah, you see, I'm lucky that I've got a level 2 exosuit.
Okay.
It's like the big thing with the chain gun and the missiles.
I've used those. I've used someone else's one.
I joined one random game that happened to be on the last mission of the planet that gives you that. So I've got it despite the fact I'm nowhere near the level I'm supposed to be. But now it means that I can actually play by myself because I just lay everything away. They're so much fun.
They're brilliant. The shotgun's really good on it. The range is...
I really like
the same range as anything else.
The shotgun's has got a nice noise to it.
Yeah,
it's got a really good feeling of boom.
I like the way it's manual reload as well. It's nice to see that. Like, it's not... Like, if you reload early, you lose. Yeah. And then also you have to do it, so it's, if you're empty and you just keep firing like blanks until you actually stick something.
No, I fully upgraded the normal assault rifle. Bayonet. Get in close.
Yes.
See the whites of their eyes.
They don't have eyes, they're robots. But yeah, it's a really good game. Science, I'm addicted to getting science. I upgraded my UAV, so I get like 8 science things every time I do a level. You only need 10 to get like an upgrade point. Just plow through.
Is that how the UAV works?
Yeah, if you upgrade it properly, yeah. Well, stage 1 shows you the enemy, so you can avoid them. Stage 2 shows you hidden objectives, which are very rare. And stage 3 shows you where all the science is. So before we do any objectives, we can do a clean sweep with science. It just helps you level up a lot quicker.
Yeah.
It's really useful.
I should do that.
And yeah, you should.
Because I get like one or two, but that's a sample of something.
Yeah. Sorry, it's a sample.
Yeah, I was
It's a resource sample.
You see like science lying on the ground.
We just got science.
Sample gives you research. No, sample gives you science that gives you research points.
Yeah, once you get 10, you
That
get a
turn
research
into
point.
upgrades.
Yeah, you spend
Yes,
research
yes.
points every day.
Yeah.
I call it science because it's like the logo for it on the map is like a beaker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's science.
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 Mhm.
It's pretty good.
These
It's a good game.
planets are filled with science.
Yeah. Because I'm living by like, because my flat mates PS4 and they love playing FIFA, and I was like, oh,
That's not a real game. Well, it is because I play FIFA.
Yeah.
let's play Helldivers.
I've only ever played it like on 3-player co-op on my flatmate's PS4, so it's really fun.
It is fun.
It's quite annoying that if the accounts don't have PSN, you can't allow other people to join in.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Oh, you have to
Because
sign
like,
it.
cause, like I just bought a month because I was like I want to play the heists on GTA 5.
Okay, yeah.
So I was like I'll pay for a month, but then because
So you can't log in as
the
a
main
guest.
the main account, like I just imported my old PS3 one,
Mhm.
put it on because I have my card and everything attached to it. But like he doesn't have it, and then when we try and play and he logs in, it's like he's not allowed to play unless you go offline. It's like, but I want two other people because just the two of us isn't that good.
Yeah.
It's kind of annoying.
Yeah. That's a bit rubbish.
I want to go back to PS3 days where all that crap is free.
Yeah, it's weird.
Part of the people.
It's weird that
No, you pay
Sony
for that.
went back on that.
I know.
You pay for power and you pay for people.
I remember like on the Xbox 360 it was really bad for that because you had to, if you wanted to play online with another account, you had to like buy online with another account.
Yeah.
As in you'd have to pay another £40 for the year. But it's weird that like Sony went back on that because I remember people used to say to me, "Oh, you should get PlayStation because it's free online." Like,
Yeah.
But then it's weird that they have.
But the thing is
Yeah.
that they
As long as
realistically, like the only reason the Xbox one was better is because they forced everyone to pay, and then they had the money to make it better.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
PlayStation choice was, okay, we can stay free, but we're not actually going to be able to like compare because we don't have the money to like run all the servers and
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know improve our infrastructure, or
And then they went
we can
offline.
slip it in when everyone's like, oh, we're not going to do online only at all. Like they
Yeah.
slipped it in under their
Yeah.
fuck you Xbox thing of E3, and
Yeah.
then, like the fact that everyone stood up and applauded them for that
Yeah.
is sheer genius, really.
Yeah.
It's good marketing.
But then it also lets them improve it theoretically. Anyway.
Except it was down all Christmas.
Eh.
But yeah, to be fair, I've had PlayStation Plus since PS3 days anyway because it's good value. Like you get a free game every month. You can't ignore that. That's part of the package. In fact, you get a couple of free games, and if you still have a PS3 and you have a PS3, you're getting sort of 4 or 5 games, and they're good games. Like things like Far Cry.
Yeah.
I'll not bother buying it because I know a year from now I'll probably get it free.
Yeah.
And you know, there's plenty of other games to play in the meantime, like Bloodborne's out today and stuff, and I'm still in testing.
The Xbox is actually getting quite good with their free games as well. Well, for
Yeah.
April you get Child of Light for free on the Xbox One,
That's
which is
grand.
good, and
Yeah.
you get some like pool simulator game, which
Yeah.
is pretty shit. But
You also get discounts with PS Plus,
Yeah.
so you're getting like 20% off, even on top of sales and things. And like
yeah,
sometimes the sales aren't particularly great, but it's a
Yeah,
gesture.
to be fair, after I joined, I got Helldivers for third
Yeah.
for someone.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. Helldivers, what was it, like a 12 quid or something? It's an absolute bargain.
No, it was 17. I paid 11 for it.
Yeah, that's what it was. Because you got you got a third off.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to play Helldivers, you need PS Plus really, so
Yeah,
you get the third off anyway. But it's
I should
good.
check. I haven't looked at any of the free games.
I can't remember what this was Transistor this month, wasn't it?
yeah.
Yeah, it's Transistor.
Oh, that's good.
Well, yeah, it's brilliant.
See, if you download it, is it gone after the month, or do you just get a key?
No. What happens is if your PS Plus subscription expires, you can't play it anymore. But if you then renew it down the line, you can play it again. So it gets added to your library.
Okay, but it's not like this is the game for the month, play it in the month.
Oh no, you keep it forever and ever and ever and ever.
Oh, that's pretty
as long
good.
as your subscription's live, you can play whatever you've downloaded. I just downloaded
But you
them.
have,
I haven't
to
played half of them.
download it, don't you?
You have to download it within the month.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no. You have to purchase it within the month. You don't have to download it at all. You can download it at a later date. It just gets added to your catalogue.
That's pretty cool.
It's so as a matter of course, I purchased them all. I don't really download them.
Actually, yeah, that's a really good deal.
Yeah.
You should play
For
Transistor.
what is it, 30 quid a year, and as long as you time it right, you can they'll do a sale at the end of the summer basically on PS Plus subscription. You'll get a quarter of it off.
Yeah, I paid a $5 for a month. It was like it's the same as much as a Netflix account or something. So
Exactly.
why not?
Yeah.
A sandwich at lunch.
The Xbox Live is 40 for the
there's
year.
your burrito.
Shout out to
I can't see. Yeah.
Sponsored by Budgeon.
Sponsored by Budgeon. Hideo Kojima's leaving Konami. Yeah, exactly.
But I think it could be a really good film.
I don't know. I'm interested to see if they do another Metal Gear Solid without him. I'd be very interested.
That would be terrible.
Well, I don't know. That's in my head. It'll be terrible.
I do know.
I would be open to it not being terrible, and then thinking actually maybe it wasn't just all him.
I think.
But yeah,
I'm gonna play 5. It's gonna be really fun games.
Yeah,
I really love it. And then
it's already my favourite game ever.
And then I don't think I need another one.
But what if it was...
No, you don't need another one. That's
I think at this point I want Hideo Kojima to do something different, and I want to get into that instead.
What if Metal Gear Solid was better without Kojima?
But it would be no. But the thing is that there's so much of that. There's so much of him in it though.
Yeah,
but it wouldn't be Metal Gear without him. Like because it's weird. Like it's very specifically weird.
It's like a lot of the stuff. Like I love Metal Gear, but a lot of the stuff about Metal Gear, people criticize as much as they love. Like the weirdness and their opinions do nothing, and they just shut up. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, but yours is wrong.
No, I don't know. If they try and do it, it'll never be the same. It may be something different and it may be something good, but it will never be Metal Gear.
Yeah, I think
like
it would be for everyone's benefit if they drew a line under it and did maybe a spin-off or something without him.
It's kind of really terrible to think.
Revenge is bloody awful.
Well, no, it was very good for what it was. I just don't like that kind of game.
I don't like the fact that it's Metal Gear Solid game. Yeah. It could have been completely separate and would have stood up a lot better. But no, I'm looking forward to 5. I'll be gutted without him. He's not doing Silent Hill then, I take it.
Yeah, I don't really care.
I wouldn't have got that. That would be too scary.
Yeah, I don't know. Silent Hill, it was good back when, but
if Del Toro's still attached to it, I'll get it. Like, that was the...
Well,
make it good.
He could maybe finally get a game that he was trying to do it for that it could actually come out, because he did that. It was insane with THQ. Yeah. And then they all fell apart.
You just imagine like when he woke up and read his morning paper and saw about Kojima, he was just like, damn it, every time. First The Hobbit, now this.
I would actually really like to see a horror game from him.
Yeah,
because he's good at that stuff.
Yeah, if they can stretch PT out over like 20 hours, then it'd be perfect. Essentially, but I mean, like keep that kind of
part of PT's appeal though. Keep that kind of very small.
But just keep the scariness of it. Essentially,
it's psychologically damaging. That game. That
probably terrifying.
It is terrifying, and Paz's head is in it.
Yeah. And there's like insects coming out of it or something disgusting.
Very tongue just comes out of it. Like, that's just weird.
But no, I
can't. Like a jelly bean in the sink.
I'd like to see what Kojima goes on and does.
But what if he tries to get into films? Because he's always talked about that.
He should get into films. I think he'd be great at films.
Because like I think in the gaming world, he could go, I want to start a new studio, and someone will pay him an incredibly large amount of money to do whatever the hell he likes. But if he goes, I want to make films, everyone's going to be like, all the film people that we give money, like, who are you?
No, I think he would get money.
Like, I think he'd have to start from scratch, surely.
There aren't many people like Kojima in the gaming world who can actually direct a game so well. But I think if you can direct a game as well as he can direct a game, then he has all the skills to direct a very good film. Because there are good cutscenes. Look at the cutscenes in Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, but they're not the same. Like, you maybe
I know it's not a
CG film,
but like he understands. He understands storytelling and how to get into the head of the audience so well. I think he would get the funding to do a film. I don't know what type of film it would be. It would probably be a scary one. But
I would say...
If I think to make a Metal Gear Solid TV show he's always wanted.
No.
Yes!
Yeah.
With Keith or Sutherland on it.
But you would know if a Metal Gear Solid TV show ever got made, the main character would be Raiden.
Yeah.
No.
It'd be like Snake. Snake would be like a cameo in one episode or something.
Yeah, don't say that.
But at the end of season 1, Snake would go back for like an episode.
I don't want to see a TV show or a film from Metal Gear Solid, really. It's
and I was going to say, I think it would have to be a TV show because you cannot fit even a fraction of the lore and the story and anything in 2 hours. It would be madness.
It would cost a fortune though as well. Just think of how much. I mean, half of it's going to have to be CGI. And half of it's going to have to be like high budget.
I don't know, you just have him walking around a cardboard box. That'd be pretty cheap in the warehouse.
Yeah,
green screen.
Yeah. Getting posted from A to B.
I don't think you can make a Metal Gear movie without it being labelled as just like a B movie.
I really maybe if he goes back to some of his older stuff, like Snatcher or something.
Yeah.
Like that's a sort of cool world.
I
mean, because he always talks about how he really likes like remember like quoting like you were like said the idea of like open world games and you know they sort of obviously put that in 5 like you really like Deus Ex Human Revolution and stuff. Like maybe we get some like cool like Blade Runner cyberpunk type thing from them.
Absolutely.
I think
that would be cool.
That'd be cool balls.
Yeah. If he made a film, I'd watch it. If he made a TV show, I'd probably watch it as long as it's not connected to Metal Gear. That's the bit that would freak me out.
I'd be very interested to know is does he have a Fox engine?
I have no idea.
Like, is that something
Probably
by
not.
Kojima Productions
Yeah,
or
I'd say so.
Konami?
I'd say so.
Because it's him and most of his senior staff are leaving.
Oh, really? It's the whole
Like,
thing?
it's not just him.
I'd
But
say
it's not necessarily the whole team either, so I wonder if maybe he's going to do a Ken Levine and just...
maybe.
I've got a small group of people, I'm going to do something...
Why can't he keep making Metal Gear Solids? That's what I want to know. Who's stopping that? Who's blocking that cock?
Konami probably technically owns it or
Yeah.
something like that.
Well, yeah.
I think that's really bad. I think obviously it's the way it works that Konami owns Metal Gear because they publish it, but it's terrible that like the guy who essentially created it can be kicked out and then they can be like, we'll get anyone to make
See,
it.
I don't know, I think even like... Maybe Konami won't make games anymore. Like, think about it, like...
Yeah, that's true.
What do they make anymore? Like, they had, Castlevania and it didn't do very well.
They still make Pro Evolution games, don't they? I don't know.
Yeah, but like Pro Evolution and Metal Gear are
Yeah.
probably the two things of them that are still untarnished.
Yeah.
Like, Castlevania is not worth a damn. At
Unless
least
they-
not in a 3D version.
Unless they want to make another Zone of the Enders.
Yeah,
That was Kojima as well, wasn't it?
But that whole thing moved, I don't know what to do.
Yeah. Michael just ripped the radiator off.
I didn't. No, I didn't.
Okay.
It's a lie.
You didn't.
Okay,
Sorry.
yeah.
I'll take it back.
False alarm.
Yeah, but
I don't know. I think because like they've got a load of weird business, like side businesses now. Like they run most of the like a whole load of health clubs and stuff in Japan, and like pachinko machines. Still don't really know what it is, but it's some sort of.
but they own them.
It's like a Japanese slotting machine,
Okay.
gambling thing. But they own like they make. I think nearly most of their money comes from stuff outside of games now,
Yeah.
and their games have not been doing very well. On the whole.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird that like he's basically the golden goose. So I have very much a feeling that this is his choice to leave. He's not
Yeah.
being kicked out
I definitely think it's his choice. I don't see.
because only an idiot would get rid of
Yeah,
him.
exactly. I mean, he is a golden goose.
But then again, they've been a little idiotic with their strategies. So
Yeah.
who knows?
It'll be interesting to see what happens. It's just like Clarkson and Top Gear all over again.
Exactly.
Except Hideo would never punch someone.
Who knows? Maybe
Maybe
he does.
maybe that's what happened.
You never know.
Oh yeah, Nintendo are going to start making mobile games.
Yeah. How about that?
Yeah.
No, but that's very interesting because like they've always said they don't like this is not
Yeah.
a thing we're interested in.
It's
And
probably
that's
it's the only smart thing they've ever done in the last 10 years, I would say.
Well, no, because the thing is that consider their branding is all about it's to kids, family friendly,
Yeah.
these all things, and then you have like the only thing like the only people making money, really making money, apart from a few exceptions, on mobile are free to play games,
Yeah.
and they have the whole idea of we're basically tricking children into stealing their parents' money and giving it to us.
Yeah.
Like, I think it was like Facebook and Apple and stuff have had to pay out like millions of dollars in lawsuits from this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So I think that them being very cautious is a good idea because, you know, they could take their IP, which are incredibly valuable. Like they have the biggest IPs really in games when you think about it, like Mario and Metroid. And imagine if they just shielded out and put them in these terrible free to play games, and they've destroyed the main thing that is of value.
Yeah. It's weird that they stayed away for so long. Is the odd thing, like why have they made that decision now?
But they're very cautious. It's the reason why they've been around for 125 years.
Yeah, that's true.
They don't just jump into things.
Well, they say they're not interested in doing free to play.
No.
I want to
Because
say
everyone got really...
Well, that's good, but
Because the company they're partnering with, DENA, was DNA, they're known for just making games to suck money out of people.
Yeah.
The point where I think actually one of their games had a system that was nearly banned by the government because it was considered so exploitative.
how much money can you put into the game?
Yeah. But Iwata was very clear to say we don't care. Like, they're not making the games. Their value is that they know how to make like big ass online systems and roll it out, which means that they might actually be able to make a system on par with PSN and Xbox Live, because their online stuff's crap in comparison.
Yeah.
So if they go, okay, now you've got your DS and whatever they said, NX or whatever. I can tell like everyone's like, we're looking at consoles, like, yeah, we are, it's called the NX. Coming 2016, or details coming 2016. So they'll actually maybe be able to like, here's one system that they all share, including smartphones. That would be kind of cool. Like,
that would be the.
Imagine you could buy like the new Mario on your iPhone.
Yeah,
and then it's cross plays with people who whatever the NX or your DS and stuff.
Yeah,
I think that's.
Nintendo have a ridiculously good back catalogue that they don't exploit enough. Yeah, essentially.
It's but they don't have the system to put it out there, if you know what I mean.
It's like even on the Wii U and the 3DS, they have some like Game Boy Advance games and stuff leaking through. But if you consider like back as far as the Nintendo, Super Nintendo, all the Game Boys, the Wii, the N64, the GameCube, they have so many games that people would happily buy again because you can't get them anywhere else. Yeah. And if they had like their own Steam with all that stuff on it, and then even if say like down the line you could buy Mario 64 for the new DS, or you could buy it for your iPad or your iPhone, that would just be amazing. Like that is all they need to own the industry, I would say.
That would be possibly their strategy for the mobile games. Yeah. Like, because obviously there's an argument to be had of why would we release new games on the iPhone or say the same games, because then why would I buy the DS, which is their bread and butter? So they could just go, right, okay, here's all our old games that you can play on your phone now. We've had them all retrofitted, reported over.
Yeah, because if you play like Super Metroid on an iPhone or something.
Do they not even Sonic the Hedgehog now?
No.
Who owns that?
Sega still. Sega still.
Okay.
Sega has weirdly become this. Like, they make really good, like, because they published Total War and they now own Relic, which makes all Dawn of War games and Company Heroes and stuff. So they've somehow managed to transition into this weird, we are the king of strategy games on the PC. Very odd, but they're doing well in that space.
I was just thinking, because like the old Sonic the Hedgehog Sonic the Hedgehog games are out on like iOS and Android, and they're fun and stuff, but they never really did massively well. But I don't know, this is the thing, like, we can look back at Mario and Sonic with like quite a lot of nostalgia and how we love those games and stuff, but if you shoot them to a kid now,
and Sonic wouldn't have the same
exactly they would judge them against whatever else is out now, because without nostalgia those things, kids don't care. But, and that's not a bad thing about kids, but the fact is they don't, you can't tell a kid, this was the first platformer, look at Mario, look how great it was. They're just like, I don't care, it's ugly, and this thing over here is personally big.
I'm kind of like that with anything pre-PlayStation. I didn't have an older sibling, and I got my PlayStation quite late on.
Yeah, well, I was Master System, and then before that's wasted on me.
I have a weird where it's like Master System and Super Nintendo I love, and then it's like skip to essentially to Xbox 360 or PS3 because some of those old games are too ugly to play now. Yeah. It's like 2D looks nice like for a long time, like 8-bit, like because people are doing that now. But if you go back to try and play like a PS1 or a PS2,
like Tomb Raider 1 was like
and you remember a certain way in your head, and you go back and play it, and you're like, oh my god, how did I not notice this is just made of triangles?
Yeah. Well, it's still made of triangles.
I just can't see some other triangles.
That's it. Back then it was a big deal. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I've gone back and played Metal Gear Solid 1 quite a few times, and it's nostalgia that keeps that thing alive, because like, to be fair, it was way ahead of its time. The fact that Snake hasn't got a face, I can't overlook that now. I really can't overlook the fact his face is like a white box, like a cream box with two slightly dark bits, which are probably eyes and possibly nostrils.
Like, you ever seen the picture from Final Fantasy VIII? You know, in Final Fantasy VIII, their faces were just a mess. It was like where the main like the girl Renoa says to the main character Squall, you're the prettiest guy here, and it just zooms up on his face and it's just a mess of trouble. It's like, oh my god. Kill it with fire.
Kill it with fire.
What was the last news story? I feel there was one more.
There was something.
Purdy, bring up the agenda.
There was Mass Effect, the new Mass Effect game, and Bloodborne.
Oh yeah,
being very good.
Bloodborne is the tits.
As you've written. Discuss.
Okay.
I haven't played it, but it seems that the general opinion is, if you like Dark Souls, I love this game. Like it's got weird. I think I was listening to a thing they were talking about how if you like shields, the guns have replaced. See, I was assuming this was going to be a little more shootery.
Yeah.
But apparently you can only carry 20 bullets at any time, and then it's basically it replaces the parry. So instead of block the shield, it's shoot them in the face, roll, stab, which I guess
the whole thing
cool,
in Dark Souls and Demon Souls, there was a heavy focus on using shields because the combat was really slow, and the combat was slow essentially because of technical limitations or because of the system. Like, it was just the way it was built. Bloodborne is built to be a lot faster and a lot more focused on being on the offensive instead of defending, so they essentially took shields out so you can't defend, to make it a harder game, but also to make it a more a faster game.
Yeah, but you're still technically parrying, because isn't it? You shoot, you don't do damage, but they stun. And
the whole point now is some guns can do damage, I think, and some just stun, and it's all about dodging rather than blocking.
Yeah.
And there's no weight restrictions
so
on
you can't
weapons.
fat roll.
Yeah, pretty much.
I like the fat roll. Was always my favourite to watch.
It was hilarious.
I didn't play Dark Souls 1 or 2. I've been told by everyone that I should, and maybe one day when I retire I will. But I'll definitely get Bloodborne. I probably won't buy it anytime soon. I'm in no mad rush. But
it's PS4 exclusive, isn't it?
Yeah, it is at the moment.
Well, I know it will be because it was published by Sony. So
right, really.
I think
I played a bit at GDC. It looks fantastic and it plays quite nicely. So I'll definitely enjoy it. But yeah, coming in without playing Dark Souls 1 and 2, I don't think it'll ruin it.
You might be in.
Well, there's no loader in it. Is there a shared anything?
No, but I think there'll be little bits and pieces, like writing stuff in soapstone for other players.
The systems is like in Dark Souls. In Dark Souls, you collect souls. In Bloodborne, you collect blood echoes, just that kind of stuff. It's the same items with different names.
Yeah, it's like
but
formats.
You might be at an advantage going in blind because
that's true.
It's because the game is less focused on shields. Like, it's in Dark Souls, it's vital to use a shield well and have the right equipment load and stuff. Yeah. But in Bloodborne, that stuff doesn't matter. So you'd probably be at a disadvantage coming in thinking you can block.
Yeah.
But then coming in completely fresh.
And it's not like any of those games really explain themselves.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. Like, it's sort of everyone's clamoring to figure out how it works and then post it on the internet so everyone else can sort of follow suit.
Yeah.
Which I guess it's kind of interesting. Like, I don't understand why they get a pass. Because most games it's this doesn't have a fucking tutorial, this is a piece of shit, how does it work?
Yes.
But yet somehow, for some reason, it's like, oh no, we're gonna figure it out.
It's like a...
But I can't tell what they've done differently, but makes them not a dick.
That's the way games were in my day. Like, Shadow of Colossus is another example of that, and that's quite old, but that's like, okay, here's a massive monster, try and kill it. Well, where do you start? I climb up its leg. Yeah. Okay, I can get up to the knee, but then I died. So I'll do it again. It's like, okay, go around the back and then up. And it's, it takes you like maybe 10, 15, 20 attempts to kill it. But they get away with it because that's kind of what you're in for.
Yeah, that was the best game.
It was a great game. And then Ico as well.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of people compare
actually it came first,
Dark Souls and Bloodborne to Monster Hunter and vice versa.
Yeah.
Because it's a similar mindset. You can't just go in it's not an action game. It's not like Devil May Cry.
No.
You can't mash buttons and win. You have to figure out the systems.
No, it's Monster Hunter is equally obscure.
Yeah, people would say Monster Hunter isn't an action game. It's a hunting game, and then you can say Dark Souls is the same. Like, it's not a game about fighting. It's a game about surviving, and it's a different approach to how you handle things in that way.
Yeah.
And I guess it's the mindset. You go into Dark Souls knowing it's incredibly difficult and impenetrable, so you're okay with that. But in some games, it's just difficult, and you're like,
I wonder how many people have bought Bloodborne not knowing what it is and just thrown it away.
So many
because
people, I would think.
There's probably because the problem is that you see the community and they're like, oh yeah, guys, let's figure this out. But those are the most dedicated people.
Yeah.
And they couldn't possibly be the majority of players.
Yeah. No.
So I wonder how many it's like, oh, Bloodborne sold 1 million copies. Does that mean 750,000 people just went, what shit is this, and threw it away?
Yeah, a lot of copies are going to show up in pre-owned shelves, I would say.
Good, those are the ones I'm going to buy. Exactly. I'm not going to full price for
it. Because I've heard people I know who would only ever play FIFA, they buy a console to play FIFA and Call of Duty and maybe Assassin's Creed, and they bought Bloodborne because Bloodborne's so widely advertised that they're like, this looks really cool.
Because they feel that they need to buy the next big game, but then they just don't really realise that they don't like those sorts of games.
Yeah. Because Bloodborne is not necessarily...
Maybe it'll just make it all more popular.
But that's
the thing. As hell.
You spend £300 in a console, you have to justify it by waiting for the next FIFA next September or Call of Duty in November. You need to do a little bit more.
Well, yeah, no, I was always very surprised how sort of prevalent Skyrim was outside of.
Yeah.
Like I remember my dad asked me, like, "You heard of this game Skyrim?
Yeah.
It looks pretty good." And I'm like, "Where did you even hear this?"
Yeah.
It's like they have ads on the TV. What? It's just madness. They didn't have that when I was a child.
No.
And the problem is that I stopped watching TV normally
Yeah.
when I left school.
Yeah.
Because I know, well,
TV's for losers.
I pay for something that lets me watch the internet. At no point have I ever stolen.
We all pay for all our TV.
Well, I actually do. That's not sarcasm. Just.
I have Netflix and Amazon Prime.
I have Netflix, so I feel.
I have a TV license.
I don't need a TV license for this
No,
thing.
probably not.
No.
But yeah, Skyrim did quite well because I think it was quite familiar to anyone who just picked it up and played.
But it seems like something that would be very obtuse and highly unaccessible to someone who's not into those kind of games.
Yeah.
Or used to that kind of thing. So I don't know, maybe Bloodborne will have a
Bloodborne's
The zeitgeist or whatever.
it's been marketed as like Call of Duty or something. Like the adverts and stuff they show of it, it's like, look at this really cool dark game with all these monsters and there's blood everywhere. Like they know, obviously they don't mention it. Like, it's legit. And you know it's like, oh it's scary and look how good these graphics are.
Is it advertised on TV?
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen those adverts.
No, Michael was different. Michael was saying to me he saw an advert on before the football match.
Oh,
one
yeah.
time.
That's pretty.
That's exactly like.
That's prime.
That's such a weird talk as well.
That's the whole thing. Like
it's
Sony's
20-year-old man.
I'm assuming Sony's just put like their money behind it to be like, let's get as many people as we can to buy this game, regardless of whether they'd like it or not.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, no, obviously
the objective of the games company is
it's to sell copies. But yeah.
There is one last news story.
What?
Which is a bit of a weird one. Every secondary school in Northern Ireland has been given a copy of Minecraft for educational purposes to teach children various things. I think it's fantastic.
Really?
Yeah.
But that's so like progressive.
I know. Why are we doing that? I know it might like why is Sweden not done it? That sort of thing. Yeah, it's.
We're supposed to be the one that's like we're like still.
That's exactly what I said.
Caning children and making them like
staring at foreign people. But no, it's fair play to it. It's a guy Mark Nagurski. He's quite involved in culture tech. I think he's behind it, and he's actually fantastic.
Awesome.
It is fantastic. And I was reading. There was like the various things you can learn in it, sort of like resource management, and agriculture, and architecture, and design, and science, and like cause and effect, which is kind of the core of Minecraft. It's brilliant.
It's cool.
I just hope they all adopt it. I mean, they've all been given a copy. Whether or not they adopt it into the curriculum is kind of up to kind of up to the schools, because it's probably going to be. But you know what I mean. They are providing courses. Well, they're providing all the training for the teachers to be able to use it properly. Because there is. It's not like it's not like here you might be able to use this. There is actually like a whole curriculum behind it and how to use Minecraft to teach these things. Yeah. And all the teachers are being offered that training for free. So they should take it up.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that's very cool.
Yeah, Mark Nagurski said, working in partnership with them, Teacher Gaming, Mojang and Microsoft, we see the next 12 months as a unique opportunity to develop exciting pilot projects with the potential to be adopted across the globe.
Absolutely.
So
that's good.
It's kind of the first thing, I guess.
Yeah. And you learn how to do mods and stuff, so you learn how to create art and code and things, like game development, early game development. So if they're teaching that in schools, it's...
I know.
Bright future.
I'm gonna hate all those people.
Yeah, so I
remember this. I know you're all 16 and way better than I am, and I have an actual job at this shit. This is terrible.
Game development and programming should be taught at every school.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't even say game development. Like, it doesn't have to be that specific, but like coding.
Coding for sure.
Or like. Well, I wouldn't force everyone to do coding because it's the same way. Like, not everyone likes maths and all that sort of stuff. But you know, it should definitely be an option and a well. Because I did IT for A level and it was a joke.
Yeah,
like
it was like Excel and Word.
Yeah. It was a little better than that, thankfully.
That's what it was.
But for us, it was like learn how to use Microsoft Front Page. That no one's used in like 5 years because everyone's using like you know
you can use Office now.
Dreamweaver was the old
Dreamweaver. You were making websites. That's ridiculous.
Front Page was the old Microsoft version of that. It was like,
don't they know Squarespace exists? Jeez.
But no, it didn't.
Yeah,
at the time.
I suppose that's true.
It's all come out now, but you know.
Yeah. No, I think that's
code is something.
It's a nice step.
More people need to learn.
Well done, Northern Ireland.
It was funny though because the same day I read that story, I read the story about the Northern Ireland MP that wants to ban Ouija boards in Northern Ireland.
Oh yeah.
I see.
2 sides to every coin.
One step forward, 2 steps back.
No. Well, yeah, because without Ouija boards, you're absolutely fucked.
Yeah, exactly.
How will we develop our game?
I'm carried away, but it's the fact that it's there and it's so stupid annoys me.
Ah, well,
Yeah.
you know, it's not like they're getting paid public money to do this shit.
No.
But no, well done with the Minecraft stuff.
Yeah.
Well done.
Top thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Good job.
Someone's got their head screwed on.
Speaking of which, shout out to one of our subscribers, Maka, who got his platinum trophy on Minecraft PS4 the other night, and I helped him out to get it. He had to throw diamonds at me.
Congratulations, Maka.
Well done, Maka, proud of you. He's also I put some photos on Twitter. He's built quite the estate. It's very interesting.
Can we go in and destroy it?
No.
That's basically all I did when I played Minecraft, was ruin other people's.
No, my greatest accomplishment was digging as deep as you could go and then drowning.
That's it.
So you knock away one block and all of a sudden the lava appears.
Or just grabbing a whole load of dirt and then just jumping, putting under it and going as high as I can and then jumping off. And
You know there's creative mode where you can just go up anyway.
yeah.
But that's not the cheap one. Maka won't set a mountain on fire. That's
Cool.
in my game, but that is about it.
Or my friend like carved like a skull face out of glass into the side of a mountain and put like fire behind the eyes, so it was like a glowing skull face in the mountain, and when you went inside there was like a whole big house behind the skull, and you could like look out through the eyes at the world, and I was like, that's terrifying.
I really like that.
And he'd like cut away like the whole bottom and put like a moat of lava around it, and he's like, so nobody can get in.
Yeah.
And I
I'm
was
pretty
like,
sure I had that pirate Lego set as a child.
yeah.
Fire in the skull eyes, yeah.
Oh,
Good
I
times.
used to have a really cool ninja Lego set. It was like a ninja fortress on a hill, and it had like a trap when you opened the door, like spike swords fell down. It was really cool.
I had Mighty Max. You ever remember that?
No.
Okay.
Lemon
Mighty Max. It was like they were like handheld things that you opened up, and it was kind of just like a little created. There was like an environment basically with like a couple of trapdoors and things, and you
I
had.
think I remember that much.
Mighty Max was a kid. There was like a big Hulk fella that walked around, and then there's a
Was he a
furry
bald
thing.
kid with like a red cap?
Yeah.
And he had like he almost kind of looked like Ash out of...
Yeah, that's exactly what he looked like.
Yes, I did.
And Virgil, who was like a little furry thing that was like the
Yeah.
wise old accomplice, and then the bad guy was like a big skull. I used to collect those. There you go.
They're basically Polly Pockets for boys.
That's exactly what they were. No. It's true. Also Action Man.
Action Man. I used to love Action Man.
Greatest hero of them all.
Mm-hmm.
Action Man.
Allegedly.
Greatest hero of them all.
He's so crap now as well.
And they all had different scars.
Yeah.
Like it was always in the same place, but there was like different intensities.
Dr.
It was
X.
really weird. Dr. X.
Bastard.
He was.
Action Man's so bad now because it's all they've done like the Iceman, and he like has a snowmobile that for some reason shoots giant snowballs.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
When I was a kid, it was like Sniper Action Man. Yeah. He's got a ghillie suit and this big long rifle and stuff, like actual guns and things.
Yeah. Because the adverts were basically, instead of, like, they wouldn't show you Dr. X getting shot, they would just cut away at that point.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah,
Well,
you know what to do.
there was like the policeman one, and he had all that body armor with all the bullet holes, and then the dog. It was like, he's gonna fucking eat you alive.
It wouldn't even be like, it would be like he'd like shoot the bullet out of the cannon at like a pile of rocks above Dr. X, and the rock would fall, and Dr. X would go, no!
Because shooting him in the head would have been wrong.
Yes.
But so much killer.
Yeah.
Indeed. I saw a big Jeep that shot like loads of little plastic rockets.
Yeah, I had that as well.
The Jeep,
Those were cool.
Yeah.
So those were environment.
They used to make scuba like submarines for him out of like empty 2-litre Coke bottles, and then just put them in the bath, and they're like, "Why is this leaking? Why is this happening?" It's like, this went through so much masking tape.
Why is this not waterproof? I actually remember my sister getting a Barbie plane, and it was like a big, huge, full size.
Yeah.
They've got seats and everything, and I remember just like stealing it and using it to Dr. X is taking over the plane. and I had one that was like, he was like a Halo jump guy.
Yeah.
And he had like a working parachute, so you could throw him off the roof and he
Oh,
could
yeah,
land
yeah,
properly.
right.
Yeah, so it was like, oh, he's coming in, and then I went outside. And then it's like, oh, I'll throw it into the window, and then you just like flick because it had I don't know why, but it had an actual drinks thing with individual like cans and glasses and things. So hundreds of little things were immediately lost because I just like threw the grenade and then flicked it, and then just everywhere. It was very good.
Yeah. Toys were fun.
Yes.
Remember
They're not as good anymore because the Action Man doesn't move.
Really?
Like they've just got those stupid ones where the only points of movement are the shoulders and the thighs.
Aw.
Like my one, you can move its wrists. stuff. It
Absolutely.
means you can have them, like,
Yeah, so you can throw people in headlocks and
You give Dr. X a hug.
aim your gun. Give him a hug.
I was always good because every time I accidentally broke one, I'll just like, okay, well now he lost his arm in a battle. And like, it was literally just like wrap toilet paper around his arm and then paint it with some red paint on the end.
Jump
like,
up. And now I've created lore.
Yeah. But I even think I had one, his hand came off.
Yeah.
So I just stuffed a knife down there. I just had a knife hand. So, yeah.
Awesome. You just had like Mega Man style, like you can just shoot his hand at people. Just punches Dr. X in the face from like 100 meters away.
There was a Dr. X that had one. He had a fist that fired it.
Yeah, because I think Dr. X's whole thing was he'd one eye and one arm. But like one of his arm.
Yeah, but it's like
because he shot his arm.
That's his whole thing. It's like that's
eye patch him on.
He's fun at parties.
And a ponytail.
Have you noticed I have an eye patch?
Yeah, like he was bald, but
he had a ponytail and he had a mohawk, and I think he was completely bald.
He's fashion conscious, and
yeah.
Change with the times.
Purple jacket. We done.
I think we're done.
Yeah.
We've exhausted all conversation.
All shit has
We're
been
done.
talked.
Shit has been talked.
Yeah, Jason's leaving.
Promised myself I wouldn't cry.
He might be invited back for future podcasts, but probably not.
Just Skype me in.
No, really, we're all very bitter about the whole thing.
I want to have goodwill, but
I don't.
No, I'm just not really above that.
We haven't got over it yet.
No.
So that was episode 10 of the Iglucast podcast, and if you like what you listen to or have any questions or comments, you can tweet us at Iglumedia or email us at gareth@iglumedia.co.uk, because this is my last Iglucast because I'm leaving, and I might be invited back, but probably not. So until
Yeah, probably not.
We'll have him back. Don't worry.
Yeah, you can always download the podcast.
Once we get over your slight.
Yeah.
if you have like 100,000 listeners, you'll invite me back and be like, yeah, nobody wanted you here. This is just like a kindness.
Yeah.
The views jumped up when you left.
Turns out you're holding us back.
Yes. That's all I do. Anyway, so until next time, it's bye from me.
Bye from the other one too. Yeah.
Bye from
Bye.
Bye from my other dream team.
Oh yeah.
And as always, thanks for listening. Please like, subscribe, blah blah blah. Bye.
Bye.
Bar.
Tally ho.
Bye.
Vote Nixon.